You know what wasn't on my bingo card for 2025 is watching right-wing streamers try and defend interracial cuckoldry. And I wish I was joking, and I know the title says Arch defends what, and it is because Arch is literally trying to defend interracial cuckoldry because reasons. Because reasons. That's literally it. Because everything he said on why we should allow this is absolute bullshit, and I can break that in like less than 30 seconds. But we're going to drag this out just a little bit because, well, we got to make a video that's a certain length long to get in the YouTube algorithm. So just bear with me here because we are going to break down Arch's video, him defending interracial cuckoldry and saying we should allow the left to do their degeneracy because we'd be hypocrites if we didn't? It makes no sense to me. I've watched his video 3 times, like trying to understand how he got to this point, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I really can't. So I'm starting with this because this came out, and I never even saw this, and I'm actually glad it's been taken down on Nexus Mods. Hooray! Nexus Mods finally did something good. So props there. And if you haven't watched Art's video or you don't know what this is about, I'll break this down real quick, and I've got to be careful scrolling through and clicking on links because it pulls up the nastiest of the nasty degeneracy, okay? So here it is. Tattoos for Stellar Blade being black owned. And I'm not talking like, oh, Stellar Blade's owned by a black company. I'm no, wearing tattoos that she wants to be owned by black people like a sex slave. Now you're like, what? That's a real thing? Yes, yes it is. That is how degenerate society has become, and we're being told we have to live like this. You know, let's not pretend like we don't have videos of people who are so cooked out of their minds, they're kissing black people's feet at a Black Lives Matter protest. Let's not pretend like that isn't a real thing. You know, hold on, let me pull up the video for that. So no one can say that this isn't a real thing.
Lord, right here in the ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana, man. This is the Lord's work right here, man.
So yes, this is a real thing. This is how bad society is because no, we can't stop them from doing their fetishes. That would be hypocritical of us. Or you know what? Hold on. Let's pull up another article of how far society has fallen. New York man charged after spiking family members' food and coffee with laxatives. Now this sounds like kind of funny, but also kind of bad until you realize because well, let's put it this way. Andrew Ditch here is a diaper fetishist who pretends to have autism and calls paramedics, fire, and police to come and change his diaper and fakes his autism to get put into hospitals where he forces people to change his diapers, not because he's actually unwell or actually has to wear diapers for any legitimate reason, because that is his fetish. Notice he wasn't arrested for any of that. He was arrested for spiking his family's food. You know, hold on, let's pull up another one. Oklahoma man poses autistic, cons women into changing his diaper. A completely different guy. Not even the same one. So no, I do not accept Arch's position that we have to allow their fetishes because we would be hypocritical and that's censorship and that's bad. When those same people literally want to force us into concentration camps and not feed us, not allow us to have works, not allow us to have homes, not allow us to have family or friends, and want us dead. And these are the people I'm supposed to kowtow to and pretend that like it's okay to have their fetishes. No, we don't have to live like that. We do not, and I refuse to live like that, okay? And I'm gonna shit on V for a second because he posted this, that Arch is in trouble, and then he immediately makes a video defending it because it's just a joke, guys. It's totally just a fucking joke. You guys just can't take a joke. No, this is a real thing. I've literally just pulled up, what, 2 articles in a video that this is a real thing, it's not a fucking joke, but he's trying to defend it as a joke because, well, I've got some serious questions on what his fetishes are. But then again, he's, I think a Romanian retard over in the Euro cuck land, so it's kind of understandable that he would defend being a black's cuckold, okay? I can understand why he would defend that. But thank God there is somebody that actually agreed with me, because I've seen this for Wokehammer L's. Tolerance is a leftist virtue. I will not adopt leftist virtues. Bravo, good sir. Bravo. But I'm gonna pull up Arch's video now because we're gonna watch some of what he says, and I'm gonna utterly fucking destroy his argument for defending black cuckoldry in gaming. So we're gonna start with this one right here.
This is where we get to the principled argument. If your opinion is, no, it is a sexy game, get your mitts off, anything and everything goes,
No, that's not what anybody said. You're being as disingenuous as Pirate Software. We said, you made this the sexy game. You had your vision for it. We want you to release your vision. We liked your original vision. Don't censor it because Kotaku fucking says so. We didn't say, no, you have to make it as sexy as fucking possible because we need to go into it. We said, no, we liked your original vision and we want your original vision. So that's disingenuous as shit, but try again, Arch.
we want the most skimpy outfits we conceivably want, then
No, that was your original vision. We liked your original vision. Don't censor it for a small portion of people who are never going to buy your game.
this too kind of has to be acceptable.
No, it does not have to be acceptable. We do not have to live like this. We do not have to live with people shoving their fetishes, like, I don't know, let's just jump over to this one. A child on a stripper pole with a tranny. We do not have to accept that. That's their fetish, and if we want to be as, a gooner as we want to, we have to accept this. You have to accept it. No, the fuck we don't. That is a bullshit cope. Now, you know what I'm wondering? I'm pretty sure Arch is married. I wonder if he's a interracial cuckold himself now. Out of all the things he's called out and said are disgusting and we don't have to do, so for some reason now he's trying to defend interracial cuckoldry. I have serious questions at this point, Arch.
And the counter-argument of simply being, well, it's not a fetish I like, it is literally the identical argument to the progressives' idea of safe horny, where
It is not, because we have literally watched over the last 20 years how degenerate these fuckers are when they went from we just want to be able to get married as gay people to, again, let me pull up the article, children on stripper poles at tranny fucking pride parades. That was a pretty slippery fucking slope, wasn't it? Or what was it, the one who, the monkey dressed up with a dildo going around to children's book readings in public schools? That was a real thing that happened too, wasn't it? Wasn't it? That's a really fucking slippery slope, isn't it? Holy shit. Hold on, let me find that before somebody says that never really happened. Monkey, drag, dildo, at school. You know what? I'm not even going to scroll this image. I think this will be enough for everybody to remember this article. And if you don't, you can look it up yourself. Dildo-wielding rainbow monkey booked for kids' reading event. Again, this isn't hold on, what would Arch say? This isn't a fetish I would enjoy, but I should defend it. Like, no, fuck off. Abso-fucking-lutely not. But we're going to jump 3 minutes ahead now because he spends the next 3 minutes trying to explain why this is okay and we have to defend it, and saying if we don't do it, we're hypocrites and we're worse. But this is the part that really pissed me off, is he's saying that we won normies over because we were morally correct, but we can't be morally correct anymore. So hold on, let's read this, or let's listen to this next section and start breaking this shit down.
other way around. There are no bad tactics, only bad targets. There you go, I've messed up my euphemism there. And then, eventually, as we begin targeting the left, initially people will cheer, going, yeah, those bastards deserved it. They were the ones who started this. But then we'll keep going.
Yes, they did start it in the... Well, I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest, they started it in the, 1915 to 1920 with the introduction of communism and bowing to the state and morally bankrupting societies to win the war and, infiltrating schools and government positions. But, it's totally, it's a recent thing that we're experiencing any of this. But let's keep going.
Because you never put down the sword of censorship.
Correct. You should never put down the sword of censorship. Never. Never ever. Because what we did do is we put down the sword of anti-communism and said, no, it's free speech. And now, what do we have? We have people in diapers forcing people to change their diapers. Now we have kids on stripper poles. Now we have, what is it? The new New York mayor who wants to rip away property from owners and property from companies and make government-owned bread lines. I'm sorry, government-owned housing and supermarkets in New York. Yeah, how's that? We should allow the communists to speak working. How is that going, Arch?
Censoring the black cuckolding fetish, which I imagine 99% of people would agree with, then you'll move on to another thing, and then the people...
Yes. Once the black cuckoldry fetish is wiped out, we will move on to the diaper fetishes. We'll wipe out the children on stripper pole fetishes, people. We will keep wiping them out. That is a good thing. You cannot convince me that that is a bad thing, okay? So yes, cope harder, Arch.
who like black cuckolding will find more allies, because now another thing is being censored, and then another thing, and another thing, and another thing, until eventually...
So his argument here is, if we get rid of black cuckolding fetishists, they will have more allies because that's popular thing? What? No, it is not. I promise you it is not.
Normies are going to look at us in the exact same way they looked at the progressives.
So now he's saying if we get rid of black fetish cuckolds and we don't let people exercise their right to lick the boots of black people and elect a mayor who wants to implement hard communism, the normies will hate us. I think there's 2 points to this. Arch has spent too much time being a Eurocuck, and Arch doesn't understand normal people. Because you know what, as much as we claim that we've done excellent work in converting the normies to our side, that's not actually what happened. We don't get that many viewers. We have a small fraction, and sure, that small fraction of less than 1% of the population of the US, and I do mean less than a single percentage, is more than the left is, getting in their streams for the most part. It is not what the normies saw. What they saw was on their news, things like this. Pride event, children, stripper poles, dildos, naked men, and we're like, oh, hell no. Hell no. No. That's what they saw. What they see is people like this who are diaper fetishists, spiking their family with laxatives, and then forcing paramedics and fire to change their diapers. That is what woke the normies up. When they heard about, when it hit the mainstream news, about schools covering up the sexual assaults of their children, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, and being covered up by the school by some transgender kid. That is what woke the normies up. It wasn't Arch bitching about Warhammer being DEI. It wasn't about GW changing the lore of 40K. Normies don't give a fuck. They're not listening to you, Arch. Now, I know your ego's been inflated over the years because, you got 110,000 subs on this channel, but you're a nobody. And I do mean that in the nicest way possible, Arch, because I have watched you for, nearly a decade at this point. You are a nobody. Sure, you get a lot of views and you have a lot of subs, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't reach a single % of the population. Not a whole percent. You reach a minuscule fraction. So maybe you should check your fucking ego there, buddy. Because guess what, my buddy and I, like I said, we're working on a video game. And when I bring up these things that are going on in gaming, he has no fucking clue. And this dude spends his entire life on the internet reading articles about shit and going through Reddit forums, and he doesn't see half the shit that all these right-wing content creators are bringing up because he's a fucking normie. It doesn't come up on his feed. It's not on his radar. All he knows is there's a bunch of shit games. He has an idea for a good game. I have the ability to help him. He has the skill set to help me work on it. So we're working on a game together. He has no idea about any of this shit. His family doesn't know any of this shit. His friends don't know any of this shit. You are not some fucking prophet. Check your fucking ego, buddy. Holy shit, it's 17 minutes. I'm probably going to edit out a few minutes here and there of shit I can't say on YouTube. But I'm going to cut it here. Like, I absolutely wholeheartedly disagree with Arch and V that this is either a joke or we have to allow it. I think that's absolute bullshit. I think this shit should be buried deeper than the body's Pinochet. May he rest in peace. Pinochet buried. I do not accept this for a second. I refuse to live like it. I refuse to believe that if I have a wife or a girlfriend, I've got to let some... Ooh, almost dropped a hard R there. Have sex with her because, you know, it's his fetish and I have to allow it. Okay, no, it's never going to fucking happen. And before any of the free speech absolutists jump in here, we have to defend free speech. Again, these people want you dead. They don't care about your free speech. They turn your morals against you so that they can get what they want because, well, you're a moral cuck, okay? That's what you are. If they had it their way, you would die watching your wife and children get raped, and they would laugh at you and say, doesn't matter, we won, and they're right. You let them exist, they win. That's how that works. You have to not allow this. Anyway, do the like and subscribe shit. I'm not giving some happy fucking speech at the end. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'm sure I'll annoy some black fetish cuckolds there. But anyways, that's it, guys. Till the next one, be easy like sleazy.